Good afternoon and welcome to the Monthly Roar. I'm Jenny Posey.
And I'm Austin Sherrill. Today we have 12 different stories that cover activities in the Shoals community and beyond.
NASA has once again delayed its historic Artemis 1 mission to the moon after engineers discovered a leak in the rocket's fuel system. The new launch date is set for September 27, 2022 at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Artemis 1 is an uncrewed flight test that will pave the way for future missions to the lunar vicinity, including landing the first woman and first person of color on the surface of the moon. While Artemis is an agency-wide effort, many of the people, programs, and facilities that built, tested, and readied the rocket and other key Artemis components for this next era of spaceflight are at Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama. Marshall is and has always been a center of change to becoming a powerhouse of technological breakthroughs. This is what Susan Whitfield, the Marshall Space Flight Center HR Director, had to say about the delayed launch attempt. I was at the Kennedy Space Center for the first launch attempt. While the delay was disappointing, it demonstrates NASA's true commitment to safety. Cheating gravity is hard. We have amazing teams working the issues, and we will fly when it is safe to the moon and then to Mars.
Queen Elizabeth II, the United Kingdom's longest reigning monarch, died Thursday, September 8th, at the age of 96. According to a statement from Buckingham Palace, during her lifetime she reigned over 32 sovereign states, with 15 remaining at the time of her death. Her reign was the longest of any British monarch and the longest verified reign of any female monarch in history. Lasting 70 years and 214 days, King Charles III, her eldest child, will succeed her.
In recent news, the University of North Alabama had its homecoming game, and boy was it fun. From tailgating to the football game to socializing with fellow students and alumni, one of my personal favorite parts of homecoming is the crowning of the homecoming king and queen. Before the event, I had the chance to talk to some of the nominees for the prestigious title. Mr. Tevin Armstead represents NPHC, and Amari Bothwell and Omar Figueroa, who represent diverse student associations. Tevin, who is a Florence native, cites that how much the university has helped him grow as an individual and has provided him with many options and resources for his career. Amari, who is a senior, spoke candidly about how much she enjoys the family-oriented atmosphere the university has given to her and how blessed she is to have met so many incredible people while being a student at UNA. Omar Figueroa, who is a junior, spoke about how much of an honor it is to be selected by the Diversity Student Association.
UNA enrollment is on the rise, and several commuting students are having trouble finding effective parking. The Student Government Association believes they might have a solution to alleviate this issue.
For the current fall semester, the University of Alabama's enrollment has broken past 9,500 students. While this growth may excite those running the school, several other students are finding problems in other areas.
Honestly, parking really sucks.
Parking, I don't really like it. My take on the parking, it's very bad.
Finding a parking spot has become a major problem for several students. While some days may be fine,
Kind of depends on the day. Like today, wasn't too bad. I got one right by the stairs.
other days may cause students to be late to their classes.
Yeah, I have. I think it was the first day of this year. I had to park so far away. I was just late for my first class.
In response to the difficulty of parking, several students have commented on the rising enrollment as a positive for the school, but they definitely think the parking should accommodate.
I feel like we've accepted a lot more freshmen, and it just makes it harder to find a parking spot. So I feel like we should accommodate for the growth.
Bird Scooters, the electric rideshare company, has actually reached out to the SGA to see if their service could help alleviate our parking issues. We talked to Howard Cooper, Chief of Staff at the SGA, to learn about how these scooters may help out.
It helps alleviate. It doesn't solve the issue of parking here on campus. Yeah. But it's kind of like a Band-Aid. It alleviates. Plus, they're fun. They're pretty inexpensive.
While some commuting students didn't see the scooters as a necessity, the majority of students interviewed seemed to think they would help the students on campus and those living downtown.
I think those would help out. It'd really help the kids in the dorms. I think they could get to their classes easier without having to park in some of the parking spots reserved for the kids who have to drive to class.
Cooper says if UNA goes through with adopting Bird service, it will most likely extend to the rest of Florence.
That's why it's very important for UNA to get them, because Florence as well would get them.
It's unclear whether these scooters will make up for the cramped parking, but they could still be an interesting addition to campus.
On Saturday, September 17th, a parade of motorcyclists passed through the roads of North Alabama following the Trail of Tears. During this drive, a path through the U.S. Highway 72 East at Shields Road and Moores Mill Road to all westbound traffic was closed off. This remembrance is more than just the parade itself. A small festival event is held in Bridgeport the night before every parade, allowing families to gather and send off their cyclists. This annual tradition honors those Native American tribes that were forced into a devastating migration. An estimated 15,000 indigenous people died during this westward journey, and this is just a small way we can give them their due diligence.
Are you looking for an exciting local event that your family, friends, and even yourself can enjoy? Well, look no further because First Friday is the perfect event for you. On the first Friday of the months April through December, you can experience local vendors, food trucks, inflatables, live music, and occasionally pep rallies. The first Friday hours are 5:30 to 8 p.m. during all months except for June, July, and August, where those hours are 5:30 to 9 p.m. So, let's take a look at Court Street to see what this event has to offer. It is clear that First Friday was a hit. Vendors, live music, food trucks, and a pep rally attracted visitors from surrounding areas.
One of the reasons that I attend First Fridays is it's a great way for the university and the community to come together, but it's also a great way to highlight what we do as far as restaurants, as far as we do on campus. And so I'm really excited about UNA First Fridays because it's an opportunity for us to showcase our departments, but also what the community can offer.
The excitement continued as visitors shopped at local vendors.
I do spray paint art, space scenes, nature scenes. I've been all over the country, from LA to Washington to Illinois and down here to Florence, Alabama.
Families were able to enjoy a night full of fun without concerns for safety. Security was strong because of the amount of citizens.
At first, honestly, I thought there wasn't going to be that many people. And I came out here and it's packed. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of booths. People look like they're having a good time.
Locals can come relive the excitement on October 7th from 5:30 to 8 o'clock p.m.
On September 9, 2022, the Lauderdale County Drug Task Force was assisted by the Florence Police Department. Lauderdale County Sheriff's Office and the Lauderdale County District Attorney's Office is executing a lawful search warrant at 413 South Kirkman Street. Inside of the residence was a large amount of fentanyl powder, as well as the large amount of purple fentanyl powder. Evidence was also located that is indicative of the selling and trafficking of large amounts of other illegal drugs. The arrested are as shown: Travian Omar Stover of 413 South Kirkman Street, Florence, age 22, and Tyreeka Chantrell Thompson at 413 South Kirkman Street, Florence, at age 25. The charges for now remain as trafficking in illegal drugs, unlawful possession of marijuana, 15, and lawful possession of drug paraphernalia. Additional charges and arrests are anticipated following this investigation.
It's that time again. The Alabama Renaissance Fair is kicking off the celebration with the Alabama Renaissance Feast on October 15th at 7 p.m. For just $35, you can now buy a ticket at the Kennedy Douglas Art Center for the feast that will be at the Florence Lauderdale Coliseum. It will be a plated feast, but guests are encouraged to bring their own eating utensils and table decorations. If your table impresses the monarch, you have the opportunity to win 2 free tickets to next year's feast. The Alabama Renaissance Fair will follow this event and return to Florence on October 22nd and 23rd. Here you can learn about the medieval and Renaissance eras through entertainment. The fair's website says that there will be 15 to 20 performers, 100 vendors, and 35,000 visitors. Vikings, pirates, fairies, trolls, and dragons can gather at Wilson Park from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday and 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday for a quick trip back to the Renaissance era right here in Florence, Alabama.
Coming soon to Florence, Alabama is a family-style restaurant for all you wing lovers. Struts Wings plans to open their 3rd location at 116 South Pine Street, Florence, Alabama. Struts is a family-style restaurant that offers a variety of fresh, delicious pub specialties for lunch, dinner, and takeout. Their store motto is always fresh, never frozen. Struts get their burgers, chicken breast, wings, and steak fresh every day.
Thank you for watching the UNA Monthly Roar.
Roar Lions!